front of me and say I'm a nobody, trying to tell everybody about somebody who can save anybody.
But we have not yet seen an increase in mortality.
That was a recent update from the World Health Organization on the Delta variant of COVID-19. WHO has been speaking out about its need for the People's Republic of China to provide more information on COVID, but there's one problem with investigations into the origin of COVID or the Delta variant. That's according to the nephew of expelled Chinese Cardinal Paul Yu-Pin.
We asked the wrong agency to investigate the origin of the disease, the virus, because WHO has been under control by Beijing government. So if we ask them to investigate, just like we ask a wolf to investigate the chicken is not safe or not.
Justin Yu says the World Health Organization is not the ally of the U.S. we're led to believe it is. Yu believes we need to get wise when dealing with WHO or even other similar organizations.
They are taking American money and doing PRC's work. This is very, very interesting. How come this is not the only one in the United Nations agencies which are doing other countries' work instead of the United States, instead of a majority of countries' work, and like Human Rights Commission and some other agencies now is really up against the United States policy.
So why not just investigate China ourselves?
The United States want to help the countries in the world to upgrade their public health. We should go through our own channel. The United States has the State Department has international aid agencies. Why not using the State Department international aid agency to helping people to support people with the vaccines? We don't have to go through everything from the WHO. They are not doing anything.
It must be noted that China has
all announcing vaccine requirements, and there's dozens of other companies that are doing these types of actions to protect their workers as they come back to work.
I do not understand why NIH is funding a lab in China that produced this damn virus that is killing people all over the world. I hope that stops. Why are we funding the WHO? They didn't tell us this virus had broken out in China and informed us much before we found out. They are not doing us any favors.
To more rural and native Alaskans having access to a sink to wash their hands in. The bill dedicates about $55 billion in new funding for water and wastewater systems. Republican Bill Cassidy of Louisiana noted there is about $16 billion for the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers that would help fund projects designed to curb coastal ties to two accusers, one who said the governor asked if she was open to sex with an older man and a woman he kissed at a wedding. The state attorney general did not recommend criminal charges, but local prosecutors are reviewing evidence. The investigation's findings are also expected to play a role in an impeachment investigation. The facility is just steps away from the building, which is in Arlington, Virginia. The headquarters of the U.S. military was temporarily.
I want you to know directly from me that I never touched anyone inappropriately or made inappropriate sexual advances. I am 63 years old. I have lived my entire adult life in public view. That is just not who I am, and that's not who I have ever been.
Cuomo did apologize to two accusers, one who said the governor asked if she was open to sex with an older man, and a woman he kissed at a wedding. The state attorney general did not recommend criminal charges, but local prosecutors are reviewing evidence. The state assembly is now stepping up impeachment proceedings as well, and President Biden said Tuesday Cuomo should resign. Gunshots were fired near its entrance. Officials said a suspect, identified as 27-year-old Austin William Lands, was shot by police and died at the scene. His motive is unknown, and the FBI is investigating. Two bystanders were also hurt. The last incident involving Pentagon officers happened in 2010, when two were wounded after a gunman shot them at a security screening area. Looking international, government forces launched airstrikes backed by the U.S. in a desperate effort to defend the city of Lashkar Gah. The fall of the city would be a major turning point in the offensive the Taliban have waged over the past months. as U.S. NATO forces complete their pullout from the war-torn country. It would also be the first provincial capital captured by the Taliban in years. Elite commando units were dispatched from Kabul to aid the Afghan forces as the government urges residents to evacuate. Oil passes. Since 2019, the waters have seen a series of explosions and hijackings. Officials did not elaborate on Tuesday's incident, but it comes amid heightened tensions between Iran and the West over its tattered nuclear deal, and as commercial shipping in the region has found itself in the crosshairs over it. Most recently, the U.S., the U.K., and Israel have blamed Iran for a drone attack on an oil tanker off Oman that killed 2 people. Iran has denied being involved.
The news organizations will help Twitter's curation team provide more context to news events and trends they push on the platform. The publishers will also help with their PSAs during big news events. A juicy deal. PepsiCo has agreed to sell Tropicana. The food giant will sell the brand alongside Naked and several other juice products within its portfolio to a French private equity firm. Pepsi will rake in $3.3 billion as part of the deal. That's a little bit less than what the juice brands brought in revenue last year. That was $3 billion. The deal is expected to close later this year. This comes amid a tough year for the industry more broadly. Competitor Coca-Cola also recently trimmed its portfolio of products. Meeting and agreements over what are called Zoom bombings. That's when random users pop into uninvited meetings. The video conferencing app will pay $85 million to consumers. This is available to anyone who used Zoom over the last 5 years. Users with paid subscription can get up to 15%. Meanwhile, free users can make a claim for $15. With your business brief, I'm Eddie Hirschfeld in New York.
Jesus, from corner to corner, from door to door, but they all make fun of me and say I'm a nobody, trying to tell everybody about somebody who can save anybody.
And what's really going on? This human rejects me, Jesus.